back again, Monkey in the House. Okay, we're on Paragon and I'm bringing you guys something new. So this is a beginner's guide, something that beginners can use to advance their experience. I'm still kind of new to the game, so I'm putting this up there with stuff that I've learned from people and did research on myself. As well as there might even be something in here for pros. Alright, so let's get into the basics. First off, when you start up the game, they're going to take you to a screen and they're going to take you into a tutorial. After you complete the tutorial, you're going to pop up at this exact screen. Alright. The tutorial only teaches you the basics of the game. So here's how you actually are able to get into the game. Okay, so you got your store here. This is where you're going to spend your real money for featured items, crates, bundles, skins, coins, boosts, banners, and emotes. Emotes are basically like a taunt. Okay. Now, they've got emotes and skins in here for a couple characters that aren't in the game as of current because of some issues that were happening. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the next thing. In the collections, they're going to start you off with this screen of the collections, which is going to be all your heroes that you can play. Okay, so I've unlocked mastery ranks for all of these characters. Now I'm going to show you here, okay? So we got this thing up here, right here. It's called reputation, and then this is coins. Coins you spend with real money. Reputation you earn inside of the game. Alright, so I'm going to give props. This is one of the one times that I can do this, and this is for this kind of game. A lot of my tips and tricks came from my brother Bizzlemade. He does do a lot of YouTube of his own and whatnot. So what is a mastery rank that I was just talking about? Well, first off, you're going to click on a character here. It's going to unlock mastery. Basically, the mastery rank unlocks all the rewards that you can get here. Okay? So once you unlock the mastery rank, you can either buy it with reputation, or you can buy it with coins that you spent real money on. So once you unlock, it'll say mastery rank up. Okay? Granted, some characters and sometimes as you rank up, you might have to rebuy. Okay? And you'll get boosts and chests as you play the game. You don't have to really put any money into it unless you want to. So what my suggestion is with these heroes, okay, is play each and every last one of them in the co-op versus AI. You can actually go to play here, right? You got PvP. You're not going to get that until you're like level 3 or 4 or 5 or something. But you've got versus AI. Okay, you can make your AI allies bots. And you can choose your difficulty rating here. Okay, so you got your difficulty ratings, 1 being the easiest and 5 being the hardest. Alright, so you got your introductory, which is when you just start out, and then you got your easy mode, intermediate, and so on, veteran mode. Okay, so let's go back into collections. Once you actually have played the characters, they get a pre-made deck. Okay, they get a pre-made deck so you can get the feel for the character, how they're supposed to be built, how they're supposed to be done, and how they're supposed to be played. Okay. Now this is a MOBA, M-O-A-B-A. Okay, multiplayer online battle arena is what it stands for. It's not an RPG. It's not a Call of Duty game. It's a strategic game. It's a very in-depth strategy game. And this is where you're going to understand what I mean by strategy when it comes to deck building. Okay, I've got a bunch of decks created for characters I'm still testing. Okay, some of them I already know the deck pretty well. Some of them I've been tweaking the deck, and I've got to test the characters. All right. So every character can run off of the same exact deck if you wanted them to. But let's go back to the heroes and let me explain something before I actually get into the deck build. Okay? So there's 5 different roles in this game. You have a solo laner. Okay? Solo laner, or off laner as a lot of people you'll hear them call it, is off lane. They will be by themselves one-on-one with another hero of an enemy type. Okay? Then you got the jungler. Okay? You got 3 lanes in game, and then you got 2 jungles. You got one on each side, in between the middle and left lane, and in between the middle and right lane. There's a jungle. Alright? You got your jungle and the enemy's jungle. So you really got 4 different jungles to fucking adventure through, but be careful. Don't go into the enemy jungle too early. Unless you got allies with you. Alright, so let me go ahead and explain a few of these carries. Carries are your high damage characters. They're your characters that are attacking fast, hitting hard, have a fucking powerful ultimate. Those characters are going to be doing the most damage, most likely. Okay? Now you got your support characters. You got a support. Okay. Depending on the character, okay, let's take FaZe for instance, alright? She's got some unique abilities. Most of your supports are stun based. Okay? But in between stuns, there's a few of them that have abilities to where they can heal. Narbash and FaZe. Alright, so each character has their own unique abilities. So these abilities range from their basic attack, which is the very first skill you get. Alright, and then you got stuff like telekinetic link or belly drums, some weird names. Okay, and then you're going to want to read everything that they say. Telekinetic link, and then over here on the right side of telekinetic link, there's a little ability detail screen. Okay, they took out the videos for some reason. This is not Agora, this is not Legacy. This is the new update. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's one of the newest updates they've got. This is early January 2018. So, okay, so telekinetic link used to have an healing ability. It still has its healing ability, but now it's changed from your healing ability is active over time from your health regen, and now it activates only when she activates a skill. So it says down here, while linked, if FaZe activates an ability, both she and her linked ally will receive a heal of 16 health per second for 4 seconds. Okay, 4 seconds ain't that great. But the linked ability has another pro to it. Okay, she has some pros, she has some cons. Okay, she's squishy, but she can help get her team out of trouble. So her telekinetic link, when you're linked to an ally, if you activate your telekinetic link again, she can yank her allies to where she is at when you yank them to you. And you do not have to be looking at your ally to activate that. So that is a plus. So you could be in just past the field barrier into the jungle and your ally could be in trouble. You pull them over. There is a distance. Don't get me wrong, there is a distance before you can pull them, but this does help. Uh-oh, my controller's dying. 1 second, guys. I got to get the charger. But, I mean, each character has their own abilities, okay? Some are hard-hitting, some are tanky, some are whatnot. Okay, so we've covered carry, we've covered solo lane, we've covered jungler, and we've covered support. So what's next? We've got mid lane. Mid laners are usually your spellcasters. Okay, so you got Lieutenant Bellica, you got Gideon, Gadget, Howitzer, Iggy. A bunch of them are mid laners. Okay, almost any character can play mid lane, but they are mid laners for a reason. They are high mana pendant characters. They are characters that rely on their mana to do damage. Like Gideon, he has this skill called Cosmic Rift. Drops a boulder on people's heads, and it hurts. If played correctly, these characters can do devastating damage. Gadget just being one of the best mid laners out there right now. Gadget and Morgus both. They both can harass, they both can just molest the other mid laner. The only one that they have a disadvantage of is Lieutenant Bellica. She has a skill in her kit that is called Void Drone. Void Drone decreases mana, okay? Void Drone and her ultimate are like the utmost most devastating combinated skills in the game right now. Void Drone will decrease the mana of the wielder, while Neural Disruptor, which is her ultimate, when you're close enough, you can do a lot of damage to an enemy based on how much mana they are missing. So with that being said, you're going to want to read the abilities of each character, test each character out. Once you get the feel for each character, then it's time to look into building a deck. So before you actually build a deck, let's look at the cards. You got Growth, which most of the time growth usually revolves around health and health regen. Then you got Knowledge. Those are your blue collared cards. They're energy based, so most mid laners are going to be using a Knowledge build. And very few other characters can use it, but they can use, almost any character can get away with it. These are the cards that help you level up faster, restore mana, stuff like that. Alright, then you got your Order. Order is in between defensive and attacking. So you got your basic armor, you got attack speed, you got mana regen inside of Order, you got all kinds of different cards. So what I suggest is going through each card style, alright, and debate on how to build those characters. Okay, so each card has their own abilities too. Okay, so not only do they have, say, 21 power and 18 attack speed, but they also have passives. Basic attacks heal for 20, have a 20% chance to deal 100% bonus damage, which is pretty good. Don't get me wrong, it's pretty good. Not all cards are useful to a character that you're using. They might be useful for a different character, but not the character you're using. So what you decide to use is on you. This is where you come up with your own deck building and whatnot. And like I said, I did a lot of research into all this. So next comes the deck. Now, like I said earlier, you can use any deck with any hero. Okay, it's not like Legacy or Agora, where when you build a deck, you select what hero they're for. It's not like that no more. So as you can see, I've got 14 or 15 decks used up. So let me go ahead and kind of show you what I mean here. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and explain the deck building system so you can understand that too. This is not a deck building guide though. Alright, so let's say I want to build Richter, or I want to build Phase. Okay, let's just say Phase. So because she's support, okay, one, she's a caster, so we're going to pick up Knowledge. Now, do I want her doing a lot of damage, or do I want her tanky as hell so she can support a lot more? Well, if I want her tanky, I'm going to go Growth. If I want her doing damage, it'd be one of the other three, depending, okay? Death has a lot of attack speed in it. Chaos has a lot of damage based into it, while Order is a balance. So what I'm really looking for out of Phase is a sustained support. Not a high damage support, a sustained support. So we've got damage, we've got mana, we've got growth. Alright, so let's go ahead. Now as you can see, it just took me straight to the cards. Okay, so once we get in here, we're going to go through the cards, we're going to look and see what we want. Well, before we do that, let's jump over to the gems. What are the gems? Well, one, there's 3 different attributes. You got agility, vitality, and intellect. So because of the way I've got her deck set up, I'm going to be going with Intellect and Vitality, but here's what the 3 attributes do. Agility is points along the attribute raise attack speed and basic defense. So, honestly, what do I want? Would any of this be beneficial to me? Yes. Attack speed and defense? Of course. Anytime you have a character that's pretty squishy, you could always use a little extra defense. Okay, so we get to choose gems. We can actually, just jump straight to the 5th one if we wanted to. But because she's not going to be using any of that, the only ones would be a tier 1 or a tier 2. You got fast travel, wealthy, ruthless. Wealthy makes it to where you earn 5% increased gold per minion kills or hero kills or whatever. So these will help you build your character along the way. When in game, every 1,000 gold will get you 1 attribute point to place where you want it. So this is where all this comes into play. So I was thinking, why not have 3 gems in intellect, 2 in vitality, and 1 in agility? Okay, so if we get 1 gem here, okay, auto health potion, improved killing blows, gain 6 bonus gold when killing an enemy minion. Okay, so auto health potion would be beneficial to a support. So now what would we want to do with a support? Well, we want to give them a little extra health, a little bit of help towards that, so healing towers would be good. Jungle lifesteal, not so great for a support, because a support's not supposed to be in the jungle unless traveling between lanes. The only time. Another good one would be quick exit for a support. It gains 30% movement speed for 6 seconds when leaving base. But that's only when leaving base, so it's really not that great. Healing towers would come into play a little sooner, a little more effective than a quick exit would. Alright, so you can activate 6 gems per deck that you create. So we've already got 2, we can place 4 more. Let's go ahead and grab 1 for intellect, which would balance out, and then we'd have 3 more to spend. So we got onslaught, you got auto shield, you got auto mana potion. Auto shield or auto mana potion would be your best benefit for a support. I would say more along the mana potion versus the auto shield for a support, because auto mana potion gains 2.5 mana regen for 15 seconds when you fall below 40% mana, max mana. So that's really helpful. But auto shield gains 100 ability shield. Okay, so let's say a hero has an ability attack that does 120. It would only survive 100 of that 120 attack. So you'd still take 20 damage. So auto shield's good, but bad at the same time. So I would go with the mana potion versus auto shield or onslaught. Alright, we've got 4 more points to go. Another one that we're definitely going to get for intellect is going to be a tier 5. I'm going to be putting 1, 2, 3. I've got 4 more gems. They're all going to go into intellect. I grabbed what I wanted out of here. If anything else I would have grabbed out of vitality, it would have been armored. Because honestly, shredding strikes, damage return. Shredding strikes would be good. It's got that health regen on it. Plus, you got, basic attack removes 2 basic armor from target for 6 seconds, stacks up to 8 times. So you can take, let's see here, 8 times 2, 16 basic armor away from an enemy. But at the same time, it's not going to be that great. But that health regen does really help sometimes. So let's go ahead and grab armored here. It's basically gains shield after being out of combat for 10 seconds. A maximum of 125 shield. But I mean, that's good in its own form and way. okay? You're still going to be squishy. You're still going to be able to take damage. Would I rather have a shield that, you know, you got to think. Would you rather have a shield for a support that only has 125 maximum shield that could easily be taken away in end game, and I mean easily be taken away? Okay, Greystone's got a skill called Make Way. It's basically this firing whirlwind that goes. It's a fire element based like whirlwind that goes around him and does physical damage every second to everything in his path. That's within like I think it's 5 or 20 units or something like that. I don't remember the exact number, but it can easily be taken away. Or because I'm a support and I'm wanting to go sustain. I'm wanting to go with health and defense with enough mana to be able to cast my spells when I need. Would I want to go with less damage taken? Well, there's damage reduction. Reduces base damage by taken by 10%. Alright. Do I want a shield that could only last one hit, or do I want something that could last permanently? Well, let's take something that lasts permanently. Go damage reduction. Now the rest of your stuff, okay, you're going to want to base around your mana options. Okay, so what would you do with a slot 5 for a support? Would you go amplify? Nearby units take 10% increased ability damage. This effect does not stack. So that's a permanent passive. Nearby units take 10% increased ability damage. But you're not an ability damage character. You're a support. You're not a carry. You're not a solo laner. You're not a mid laner. You are a support. And that's not going to help you at all. What does the overpowered spells do? Abilities deal 20% bonus damage and cost an additional 30% mana. Well, we're sure not going to go with that. That's for carry. That's definitely a carry option. Or even a solo laner option. What is empowered attacks? After casting an ability, the next basic attack within 3 seconds deals 150 bonus ability damage. Choices. Now here's what you do. Okay, you've read the 3 different types here. Now you go over here to the vitality or the agility. You look around, figure out how you want to build your character. Now, like I said, okay, once you've figured out how you're going to build your character, now this deck's not going to be a permanent deck or nothing like that. This is just an explanation. Like I said, not a deck build. Okay, so now you run through your cards. You got 12 card slots, which is sitting right here. It'll tell you minimum of 3 and maximum of 12. You can have a minimum of 3 cards, and you can have a maximum of 12 cards. Well, let's see. 3, 6, 9. 9 are guaranteed. 3 for early game, 3 for mid game, 3 for late game. Alright. Now, here's what you need to figure out. Okay, so 1 point is here. There's the 5th, 10th, 15th, and 20th point. Every slot in each affinity has 25 points that you can go through the gym system. So if you're going to put 1 slot into agility for a little extra attack speed and a little extra defense, okay, so intellect is going to be, you know, your mana and mana regen, so how much of that you're going to go with, and then vitality is so many points of this and that. And what it does is your health and health regen. What do I want to do? What would you want to do, to be perfectly honest? Would you want to go agility, vitality, intellect, agility? It just varies on the character you're playing. Alright. So once you're done, if you don't like the deck that you've picked up, you can click on that deck, by pressing X on the PS4. I'm not sure about the PC. It might be a right or left click depending on if you're right-handed or left-handed. Okay, and then it'll give you an option to delete. Okay, you don't like the deck, don't use it. Create a new one. All right. So within that system right there, there's the deck system I just showed you about, you know. And then you got chests. Chests, like I said, every match you win, you have a chance at getting a chest. There's also weekly and daily bonuses that you can do to get chests. Sometimes they don't have chests. Sometimes they have cards and reputation. But once you fill up, once you do these so many times and you get so many points and stars here, and you'll keep getting stars even after you've completed all these, you can level up this chest. This is a I think this is a weekly chest. It activates like once every 3 or 4 days, and then it takes a day or two to reset. The Mega Vault is a weekly thing. Okay, this is a definite weekly idea here. Okay, once you max out with 90 chests, 90 stars, you'll be able to fill up the Mega Vault, and there'll be a little icon right here. I've already collected mine, so that icon's not there. And you have a chance at winning one of the 4 items shown on the screen. Okay, yesterday I ended up getting the polished Novaborn Greystone. But you also have a chance at getting a golden key or even a loot crate key. Both are used on loot crates. I'm pretty sure this key can be used to open a loot crate. Golden loot crate keys guaranteed epic or above items. Go to your profile to view your crates. Okay, so once you earn one of those or buy one of those, you just go in here to collections, go to loot crates. I have 11 crates, but I have 0 keys. I can't open none of them or nothing like that. Alright, another thing here, before we get into it, is, let's say with Greystone, let's say you play a character, you know, you're getting bored of it, and then you're like, okay, what are these, what is it, skins? Alright, so let me explain the skins. Okay, this is your basic ordinary skin right here. This is the skin that you get to use when it very first started out. Before you even unlock the mastery for it, you get to use this skin and this skin alone. Once you unlock the mastery, you'll get a Challenger Greystone at level 1 or 2 or whatever. You'll get a Rival Greystone, I'm not sure what level it is. There's a few skins down here that you can pay with real money or earn through Mega Vaults and whatnot, right? So there's those, and then the one that you have to really work for to earn. And this is with every character, and that's getting every character to level 10, and that's not an easy task. It takes, give or take, depending on how much you play this game, it could take a week or 2. Or it could take a month or 2, or 6 months down the road. But every character has a master skin. The only one that I've looked through that don't have a master skin is Kwong, which is the one I unlocked earlier. I mean, I've 230,000 reputation. What's 25,000? You know. But I mean, yeah, this is a master skin for Greystone. Okay, each character you can view their master skins. Okay, so like, you want to look at their master skin to see which one you want to earn first, go for it. That one right there. Then you want to play them, you know, play a game inside of the actual game and get the feel for the character. Whether you play PvP or versus AI, it don't matter. And now, there is a couple more things that I want to show you guys before I actually go ahead and end this video. I know it's a long video. It's in-depth description of what you need to do. They don't have... I've looked. There might be like 1 or 2 things for the new updated Agora, or updated version of Paragon. But there's nothing along the lines of deck building options. There's only a couple guys out there. One's Arg the Pirate. I mean, he's got some fairly good deck builds. There's a few other ones, but if you want to feel more satisfied, use your own deck. You can use others so you can get the feel for the character, how they're supposed to be built, and then work for your own. You can do it that way. But okay, so versus AI. Okay, so let's just go ahead and leave it on a level 2. Get into a quick AI match and show you a few things that is inside the game before I go ahead and end this, because this is getting to hit 30 minutes and I don't want it going too much longer. And I'm gonna show you, you know, okay, we got solo, we got, you get your 5 different roles here, okay? So let's just say I'm gonna go with a mid laner, and let's just, for instance, for the hell of it, go with that's a tough decision. I can go with Morgish or I can go Bellica. Well, we're gonna go ahead and go Bellica. Why not? It don't matter. Just pick one. It's AI. Most of the time you're gonna win if you keep it on easy difficulty. Most of the time, not. It just depends on how good at the game you are. Okay, so each person is gonna get to pick their role. In an actual PvP lobby, it takes a lot longer than this shit right here, because this is just computers. They're just randomly picking. Alright? So once you actually load in, I'll get into the rest of what's going to be happening. And we'll kind of cover some of the basic controls as well. Alright, so like I said, you got Intellect Burst, Intellect Support, Intellect Control. Those are the pre-made decks they give you, or you can just go ahead and use the deck that you've got created. Alright, so like I said, okay, you start out with 1,000 gold here. I can put a point here or here and get those attributes, or I can put this card right here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and put a font of experience in, touch my touchpad, go ahead and make my way here, and then pick up, we're going to go ahead and pick up Seismic Assault. It just varies. Okay, as you can see on the map here, on the mini map that's on the right hand side of the screen, there's 3 lanes, left, right, and middle, and then there's the jungles, as you see where them white circles are on the mini map. Those white circles are going to be in the jungle. Those are minion camps. Okay? And as I said, you know, be careful. Don't push too far in. As you can see, I was getting beat up by Gadget. I'm not a heavy sustained character with this character, so it just makes it a little more monotonous. You might get beat up, you might not. And, you know, you got Gadget throwing sticky bombs like that all the damn time. These damn fucking computers are annoying sometimes. So that right there stuns her. She's not gonna chase me because she's an AI. Computers are a little stupid. Alright, so on the PS4, it's press down on the D-pad to recall back to base so you can replenish your health. The less you die, the better you do. The less you die, the more you can support your team. So I've got 1,000 gold, so I can pick up anything here. Okay, so I need one, and then, okay, I'm gonna get into the card system. As you can see, each card I've got has different numbers up in the upper left corner of the screen here. Right here where the circle is, right? So that's how many points you need into a certain attribute. This one here, the little sword, would be agility, okay? To show the attribute right here next to the numbers, 0, 0, whatnot. So if I wanted Call of the Week, which I'm gonna go ahead and grab, I would put 1 point into my agility, and then I could start working towards these to get all these other cards. In game, you'd want, you know, somewhere around your last three or four cards in your set. So that right there will show you how strong it's going to be, like how strong your character really can get. So Void Drone is going to be my next pickup at level 2. I'm going to drain Gadget for all of the mana that she's got, kind of thing going on here. I'm going to do everything in my power. I don't get my ultimate until level 5. So, like, there's my jungler right there, Grux. He just came through the middle. He seen Gadget was pushed up pretty far up. And figures, you know, I needed a little help, which I really didn't. I was actually pretty good on my own here. A good place in the middle lane to put that Void Drone to drain mana is about right there. So, like, you can really place it wherever you want, and you can use your coins at any point in time, anywhere you want, but you always have to go back to base to place your cards. And it's like I said, it's a strategy game. Alright, so my kill on Gadget got jacked by Faye because she's a bitch. And Faye in the AI has always been a harassing little shithead. And I'm just glad I'm not up against one, as far as I can tell. But yeah, we're pretty close to hitting level 5. I can show you what the ultimate can do here shortly. Alright, so we just took down the first tower in mid lane. I'm gonna go ahead and retreat and get my health back. Our next pickup here, we're able to upgrade even further to level 2, is gonna be Void Bomb. Void Bomb is our bigger damage thing. Okay, Seismic Slam, as I picked up for my first skill, is a combo buster. So you activate your Seismic Slam and then Void Bomb. Void Bomb is going to be one of your heavy hitting abilities to drop down health. Okay, now I've got my early game cards in. Now I can start working on getting even more points. Okay, so once you get more points in, you get it placed out, you can put your cards on. Oh yeah? You got Mountain Dew and Doritos, huh, Bobby? Alright. Alright, now I'm level 5. Let me go ahead and pick up my ultimate, which is an L1 and R1 combo. You have to push both of them together to actually activate it. It used to be triangle. I don't like L1 and R1 setup, but I can change that when I'm ready to. Alright, so now that that's pushed back up, I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna start fucking bullying people. I'm gonna go around taking camps, I'm gonna go around killing people, and of course, you know, the famous, you know, fucking monkey going around fucking shit up. Alright, so like I said right here, this is an ultimate. That is her ultimate. The less mana they have, the more damage you do. Velka has probably one of the best ultimates there is as at the time being. There is a few other characters that has pretty good ultimates, but because most characters are mana dependent, Velka not so much. that you got to watch what you're doing there. Okay, so like I said, you know, you gotta be a little quicker with the combo, but you see how the Seismic Slam knocked them up and then they drop back down. Okay, just under there, you got the minion support right there, and then that gold bar that's decreasing. That's the tower. Okay, you gotta push these towers to get victory, so that way you can actually do something. But yeah, let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and level up Void Bomb one more time. We're gonna take the movement speed. Yeah, movement speed. The only thing about Bellica that I don't really care for that they could have added was an escape for Bellica, but hey, you can't complain when, you know, I'm gonna dive that one, and then I'm gonna take out Rampage right there. He's got no mana, so I mean, why not, right? Gives me a 3-0. I am playing bots right now. This is just, you know, just for this beginner's guide video. Now we're gonna run back to our first tower. Sometimes you'll get there, sometimes you won't. Sometimes you'll get jumped by 2 or 3 people on the way back. But as long as you don't get jumped, you should be all right. So now what we need to do here is we need to work on getting some of these other cards. So let's just go ahead and dump them into the intellect points here. And now we got Call the Weak Minion, experience threshold increased by 50, max health kind of thing. Or we got Advanced Evolution. I'm going to trade Advanced Evolution out for Invader Mage. And we're going to put Invader Mage right there. The next one we're going to take out Call the Weak. And we're going to put in an even higher card. If I can get around without, you know, needing all that. Alright, so I just leveled up and I didn't do a goddamn thing. Okay, so there's Fangtooth. As you can see, okay, there's a purple dot on the other side in the jungle. That's Orb Prime. And then this is Fangtooth. You want to control those at all times when it gets to endgame, because those will be your primary damage source. Alright, now we're going to start working on leveling up Void Drone. Void Drone is going to be our best friend for our ultimate during endgame. Okay? So, like I said, it's a fairly easy game once you learn how to play it. As far as, you know, having yourself placed properly and whatnot depends on if you're playing, you know, real live PvP or not. Hey, how's it going, man? And because I'm not playing PvP, I mean, it really don't matter. I still gotta play somewhat safe, but not real bad. Not a real big safe lane kind of thing going on. Okay, so we're heading over here into the middle. There's 3 people sitting there in the middle. We're gonna... Whoops, I hit the wrong goddamn button. And it happens. Alright, so my allies are over here pushing that middle and left one pretty hard. Right one's getting taken care of. As you can see, that didn't do as much damage as what it should have, because he still had half his mana. The less mana the enemy has, the better. And with the way Howitzer is, alright, didn't do much with Howitzer, and I was worried about getting these minions backed up again, so I really wasn't paying attention to Howitzer. Alright, now we've still got our Void Drone here, so we gotta level that up. Let's go ahead and level it up again. We're not too worried about Seismic Assault right now, because Seismic Assault is, it's basically used for our stun. That's all it's really used for. Now, this time here, we're at level, what, 9 or 10. We're going to go ahead and level up our ultimate again because it's ready to be leveled up, which should do more damage when need be kind of thing. Well, that didn't last very long, did it? Somebody knocked it out real quick. I don't know where Rampage went, but I was gonna drain his HP or his mana points really quick. Alright, one thing you don't really want to do is you don't want to get fucking bad placement, and you really don't want to let the like, if that was a real player, they would have chased me and they would have probably killed me most likely. I don't have an escape. The only way I have an escape is if, you know, a teammate does a counter block for me, or if a teammate does something unique that would help me get away. But that right there, that would have probably got me killed. So we're going to go ahead and dump the rest of those there. We're going to pull out Call of the Week here, and we're going to drop that out. We're going to throw in Mana Flow Acolyte. Yeah, we're going to... Actually, we're going to throw in Astral Leap. That way we get our mana regen so we can use our skills a little more often. Now, this is not my deck. This is a deck that I was using off of a YouTube video from Ark the Pirate. Like I said, you know, he's got some decks now. I can't say that, you know, this co-op versus AI stuff is actually going to help you learn how to play the game properly. Only PvP can do that, but co-op versus AI can help you learn how to set your character. Get out of here, Gadget. Alright, now as you see, I'm about dead. We're gonna head back, and I got a little aggressive right there, a little more aggressive than I would have liked. But I went and tower dived that tower for Gadget, so. Now, like right here, if there was a Chimera or a Fang Mao in PvP, they would have probably tower dived just to get me. Most likely. Now that's a 4. We're gonna aim for this Thaumaturgy. And that's 7, so that's 4. I've got 2, so that's 6. So I need to get 600 more points to put Thaumaturgy on. Now, as you see down there in the bottom left corner of the screen, you can see how many kills I've got, deaths and assists, how many minion kills I've got, which is that little funny looking head, the coins that are next to it, and underneath that is my level. That blue bar is how much experience I need to get, my experience bar, how much more experience I need to get to the next level kind of thing. So, in those terms, go ahead and knock out all these minions. I'm like I said, you know, you do gotta have an aim of some sort. Okay, so our carry just fucking wrecked. Sparrow is a carry. She just wrecked Rampage. Love you. Huh? Any spare money? No. Well. What, for soda? I only got $2, and I got $2 and some change. Enemy inhibitor is under siege. Alright, let's go ahead and take this inhibitor down. This co-op versus AI is definitely taking a little longer than I wanted it. If I would have played, you know, a solo laner, I would have easily I would have easily had this done by now, maybe. I mean, granted, it is only 15 minutes in. These games can last anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes. But we're almost done here. We've got the middle inhibitor down. Once the middle and the right inhibitor down, you can push into the core if you really wanted to. The less you die, the better off it is, because the less waiting time you got. Because the more time you gotta wait, the longer it takes to get back in the fight. And the later the game, the longer you gotta wait. So let's go ahead and, nope. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and level up Void Bomb here at L2. Like I said, every 1,000 coins you can place on an attribute, so you can put your cards in. The last thing that I want to explain on a deck about building a deck is going to be shit. I swear that fucking Decker just acted like a real player right there. Just jumped around in a circle and fooled me. But anyways, this is co-op versus AI, so I don't have to sit here longer than I want to. I can actually just leave game without taking a penalty. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Alright, the last thing I want to explain about the deck building, and this will turn into terms with my next guide for Paragon, which is going to be a deck building guide. And that's focus on 2 attributes. Don't use all 3, because once you use all 3, it gets a little complicated, because you're not going to have enough points by end game to have all 3 attributes. Focus on 2 attributes, building a deck. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you found this helpful, if you found this encouraging, you found this to help you in the long run and get you started, please hit that like and subscribe button, guys. And until next time, don't forget to have fun. See you guys next time. Bye bye.